You're tuned in to BS with Joe, the podcast where common sense still makes sense. We break down the news, the culture, and the crazy, one blunt conversation at a time. Buckle up. This is going to be good.
And so what this all leads down to is ICE needs to do their job. Chicago's blocking them, and Washington's got to step in. Illegal immigration is breaking the law. They're doing all kinds of things that's messing with our economy, and Chicago, I don't think they want to fix any of this. I think they want to keep lawlessness. That's what Chicago's known for, is the mob, right? Well, let's let the federal government come in and let's clean it up.
Yeah. Welcome back to BS with Joe. Today, we're tackling one of the biggest unseen powers in American politics, the press.
Yeah, people think it's all about candidates or the parties, but let's be real. The media decides who's taken seriously, who gets ignored, or who gets laughed off stage.
Exactly. The media is the kingmaker. If they decide you're viable, you get airtime, headlines, interviews. If they don't, you may as well not exist.
Right. As of recently, though, the media is being changed. You're looking at more podcasts, YouTube, and other things. And YouTube's been censoring a lot of podcasts. So let's rewind to Ross Perot in 1992. He was pulling huge crowds, nearly 20% of the vote. By 96, the press has turned on him.
Right. In 92, he was everywhere, but once the debates were locked down by the Commission of Presidential Debates, we talked about in another podcast, controlled by the two parties, the media played along. They stopped giving him airtime. They painted it as a sideshow.
And that's how it works. Without coverage, Perot's numbers collapsed. He went from Kingmaker to footnote.
Right. That's the power of media silence. You don't have to smear a candidate, just don't cover them. Pretend they don't exist.
Yeah, Ron Paul on laugh track treatment. You look at Jimmy Kimmel. He's saying some things that have really divided our country. He could have toned down this pressure cooker that we're in by just apologizing. But no, he said he was pulled off the air because of Trump.
No, he was pulled off the air because he's an idiot.
Yeah. Now, Ron Paul, earlier in 2008 debates, he was polling at double digits online. His supporters were rabid.
But the media gave him the laugh track treatment. They'd run stories about fringe supporters or clip his debate answers with smirks from the anchors. Remember when Rudy Giuliani mocked him about foreign policy and the press ran Giuliani's applause line instead of Paul's point?
Right, and that is also what I think helped Rudy Giuliani become New York's mayor.
Right.
Rand Paul said that they attacked because he's been over there bombing them for 10 years. That was the bold truth. But all the coverage went to Giuliani's comeback.
And it's just like that. The press framed Paul as crazy. Once they slap that label on you, you're done in the public eye.
Now here's the twist. Donald Trump came along in 2016 and flipped the script.
He knew the game. He had been a media personality for decades, and he weaponized that. He dominated headlines, not with policy papers, but with tweets and insults.
He was also loved through his You're Fired show.
The Apprentice.
Yeah. In fact, CBS executive Les Moonves.
I think that's how you say it.
Moonves even admitted it. He quoted it. It may not be good for America, but it's damn good for CBS.
Exactly.
The network gave Trump billions, free coverage. He was good for ratings.
So the same press that ignored Perot and mocked Ron Paul couldn't look away from Trump. And he surfed that wave all the way to the White House.
Yeah, they didn't think he was going to win. They all were backing Hillary Clinton at the time.
Right.
So let's be blunt. The media doesn't report elections. They shape them.
They decide who looks presidential. They decide who's fringe. And that's not democracy. That's gatekeeping.
Yeah, they misread the public, and that's not all about the truth. It's about the narrative. What's good for ratings fits the storyline.
And the losers aren't just the candidates. It's us. It's the voters. Because our choices are filtered long before we ever see a ballot.
Yeah, you see the biases in the media. So here's the takeaway. Two-party system keeps us locked in, but the press enforces it.
Right. If you want to break the cycle of the lesser of two evils, we talked about that one before,
Yeah.
you have to see through the media filter. Don't just swallow who they tell you is viable. Look at who they refuse to cover.
Yeah, because sometimes a candidate they press ignores is the one they say America actually needs to hear.
Yep. Okay.